Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. Good morning, good day, good evening, whenever you're watching this. I had a good morning, very productive morning. I got a lot of things done already, and then I have class in a little bit. I'm here to film my journal flip through. I debated whether or not I wanted to film this because it's very writing heavy. I started this at the beginning of the pandemic, a month into the pandemic, so I wasn't doing much. Obviously, I was spending more time at home. This is the Midori journal. Someone got this for me as a graduation present. It's the M5 notebook A5 dot grid. It's got no cover, nothing interesting, just this plain green bookmark. I considered decorating it, but obviously I did not do that. The cover just looks like this, so it would be very easy to decorate if that's something that you wanted to do. So let's just get into it. As usual, I always have my washi tape, extra little pieces that I cut off here. Here I was testing out my new Instax paper. These are just random pictures from my boredom in quarantine, so we love that for me. Oh, I was testing out to see what would make the background brighter, and it was just my ring light. I haven't actually looked through this. We celebrated my sister's birthday, and because I live in New York City, we were the epicenter of COVID. I started tracking how many cases of COVID in the US, New York City, and worldwide, and later I started adding New York State separately than New York City. So as you can see, it's very writing heavy. I was adding the cases, journaling almost every day. So I would just write a page a day just so I could update what was going on number-wise. I started Asia Readathon. I was doing a lot of retail therapy. I'm very grateful to have a outside space in my home so that I wasn't going a little bit like stir crazy in my home all the time, and I could enjoy the nice weather. I was working out more. Since quarantine has started, this is some Mother's Day journaling. I have been keeping up with journaling. Obviously, my journaling style has changed a lot. Bought a lot of alcohol, LOL. But that was just at the beginning of quarantine. So let me know how your quarantining has changed over the year that we've been quarantined. What does it look like in your country now as compared to before? Because I only know what it's like in America, or specifically in New York City. What activities were you doing? I was doing like TikTok dances at the beginning of quarantine and like working out, doing Chloe Ting. But now I'm doing like Daisy Keach workouts, specifically butt and ab workouts, and I'm no longer doing TikTok dances. I'm kind of just used to it and back to normal life. I probably could be adding more washi tape in my journal now. I'm now used to how everything is going, I guess. But yeah. The height of the summer, right? This is now end of May. Black Lives Matter movement was getting very, very big, so I was doing some journaling about that. Monday, May 25th, 2020, George Floyd was murdered by a white police officer in Minneapolis. And so I was getting a lot of my anger about that out and venting in my journal. And the thing about having these dotted lines is that I can do things like this and cover up the dots very easily. So I did a lot of that. It's also very upsetting that a year later, although it may not be a full year, we are now in like mid-ish April, and another man has died. Dante Wright has also died now at the hands of the police. How can you mistake a fucking taser for a gun when you were like a police officer for like decades? What's that about? Seriously, what's that about? About a tie-dye kit, new masks arrived. That was a sticker that came with that. And then it was June. Black Lives Matter protests were held in all 50 states, and they were all peaceful until the police showed up. During the protests, the police would abuse their power and randomly attack protesters and throw them down, tear gas / pepper spray them, and even shoot rubber bullets at people running away. A woman was blinded in one eye because of a rubber bullet. The National Guard was also called in. Still continuing with this. And then I started adding New York State as well. Yesterday, the 3 remaining officers involved in the murder of George Floyd were charged, and Derek Chauvin's charges were bumped to second-degree murder! Exclamation point. I also like journaling, I guess, every day to see exactly what is happening in times like this, what is changing from day to day. I don't journal every day right now, or usually, but in times like this, definitely to see the different updates regarding COVID and also police brutality cases, I think that is really interesting, and it definitely shows the time that we're living in as well. Wrote a lot about books that I've been reading as well, a lot of shows that I've been watching, some bullshit about transphobia happening. We were doing a lot of family movie watching as well. More purchases. I definitely did a lot of retail therapy during this time. Let me know if you did. I was just bored. Oh, I hit 900 subscribers on June 15th. Trying new things that I actually hate how this looks. Voting was very, very important in 2020 in America. I hope you voted. I hope you're still registered, and not just for the presidential elections, but you vote in your local elections as well. Especially because the pandemic is something that has never happened in my lifetime, or something to this extent. I definitely will be looking back at this journal, I think, in like 10 years to see what exactly was going down, what I was doing. Masks on, please. I hope you're still wearing masks. I hope you're able to get vaccinated soon. I'm planning on getting vaccinated at the end of this month, sometime when school is kind of like winding down. So if there are any side effects, I'm not really going to be affected by them. A lot of sitting outside, bad books. Deaths were going up, and also they do depend on like what time of day I was journaling, so they weren't always going to be exact, but I was able to track like how much more it was each day and things like that. My first cocktail, I bought a shaker, and so I was able to make my first cocktail at home. I might love me a good margarita. Today marks 4 months in quarantine. Time goes by so quickly when you're doing absolutely nothing, surprisingly. I fell in love with normal people, both Paul Mescal and Daisy Edgar Jones. I really want to rewatch the show. I mean, it was my favorite book of last year. I read it twice, and I want to rewatch the show, but the show is also very sad and heavy, so. And then I hit 1,000 subscribers in July of last year. I retook my 16 personalities test. I forgot what it's called. I did that with my boyfriend as well. We're both ISFJ, but I'm an ISFJ-T and Coda's an ISFJ-A. So I'm turbulent and he's assertive. Oh yeah, this time July I also got my hair cut and I dyed my hair. I was doing them all for my friends as well and seeing how they work with my role or whatever. Oh my god, look at this shit. I spilled all this coffee out of my excitement on my laptop. She still lives, she survives. She's a trooper. She's been with me a long time. My boyfriend and I went on a staycation, so this was at the Airbnb. My reading was changing a lot in quarantine. It was starting to finally catch up with me. Today marks 5 months in quarantine. It was August. Oh yeah, I just started a book club with my friends, so I was taking notes in my journal about what people were saying. Again. Jacob Blake is currently in the hospital in critical condition. The closest officer grabbed the back of Jacob Blake's shirt and 7 shots were fired. I believe I read an article this morning that the officer who did paralyze Jacob Blake is back at work. No consequences. We celebrated my birthday, another book club meeting, anniversary trip, nice beach time. My boyfriend got me the Urban Decay cherry palette that I asked for. I purchased some books on Depop. I read this. This was for The Troop, and it's so correct. The Troop was disgustingly scary, and it absolutely was. Really great book, though. I went on a social distance hike with my friend. The presidential debate was happening. It was a fucking joke. That was the state of our country. Like I said, lots of retail therapy. Lots of retail therapy again. Day 207 in quarantine. Golden kiwis are the best. This is from Tess Christine's new brand, Backyard Roses. Oh yeah, for a while I stopped doing the tracking the COVID deaths and cases. I was getting super into basketball as well, so I was watching the game and journaling about that. This is so interesting even now. It was Halloween. It was my friend's birthday on Halloween though, so I dressed up for the Zoom birthday call. I was Monica. Do you see it? Woo! And then Biden won the election. And I remember this moment, I will always remember this moment, and I journaled about it. I had to print it out because this was a huge moment for this country. It was amazing. It was just a beautiful day outside too. We were headed to the farmer's market. It was just glorious. Started this back up again. It was Thanksgiving. We tried some new recipes as a family. It was really fun. More shopping. I think this is from when I got accepted into school again, so I bought some school gear, and that's from that tag. Bought my Super Puff from Aritzia. It's the warmest thing ever. We got a stove. I tried really hard to make this last until the end of the year so that I could start fresh for the new year. This is from Sarah Swan. She has a YouTube channel, which is how I originally found her, and her Etsy shop is so cute. Please check her out. I'll link her down below. She does journaling too. There's something in here. Oh yeah, Christmas presents. My sister's Christmas note to me is in here. We exchanged them very early. I was dog sitting a little puppy, a golden doodle named Aurora, and she lost her tooth, so I taped it in here, which is hilarious, but it's very cute. Oh no, I was gonna print something out, I guess, and I never included it in here. These are some stickers that Coda gave me that came with this package from Rip and Dip. Christmas was delicious. So I was basically trying to fill up some space. This is a little note that came with my order from Jenny Journal Shop on Etsy. Her shop is called Jenny's Papercraft Co. I'll leave it down below. She's a bullet journaler here on YouTube, or bullet journaler and art YouTuber. And I ended this off December 29th, day 283 of quarantine, and I wrote, 2020 wasn't the worst for me. I'm very grateful to have my health and be with my family. I'm grateful for my family's health and have a roof over my head. However, I'm going to look forward and leave the past in the past. I was worried about this journal, like whether I wanted to do a flip through or not, because it's very different from what I usually do. It's definitely not as highly decorated. The whole thing, I mean. Sometimes I would find stuff to put in here, and so here we are at the end. This is my current journal. I was going to use something from my huge pile of journals that I have, but my boyfriend got me this as like a surprise. I love all things Aristocats. It's my favorite Disney movie, and so I wanted to use it. It's separated into a bunch of sections, which is what makes this so cute. It has these little tabs at the top, and I'm already in the second section. This is the first section, which is so cute. It's very chunky, and I'm journaling as much as I can and trying to add some bits and pieces, but when you're not doing much, there's not really a lot I can journal about. Because these pages are already really decorated with these cats, they're so freaking cute. I don't do a lot of journaling. Like, I find it harder to add washi tape and stuff like that unless I'm pasting something in, but I've been finding stuff. I will try to do a flip through of this since I'm trying to decorate it a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how your year has been going so far, how your quarantine has. Are you struggling? Are you doing better now? I'm genuinely really interested because this has affected people very differently. New York is slowly starting to open back up again, especially with people getting vaccinated, although I'm not going to be like traveling anytime soon or anything like that, but I hope you get vaccinated soon soon. I hope you're all safe and healthy and having a good time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.